So as a nurse, I do a lot of teaching about like the disease process with patients. And the idea behind that is like the more that you know about your disease or whatever is going on with you, the more empowered you are. I think the more that you'll fight it. But I don't know if that's true, you know? I mean, I feel like it gets rid of fear as much, but maybe not. I don't know. People that are empowered about how cancer works, I don't know if that really gets rid of the fear. Um, or that they're going to die and how they're going to die. I don't know if that really. I don't know. I don't know what that does. For me, knowing about my like ADHD or like my addictive personalities or my inability to have stable relationships or my proclivity to unhealthy actions. I don't know if that knowledge I don't know gets rid of fear for me. I think ignorance can be bliss in some situations. I think for me it increases the loneliness. It increases. I feel like the more knowledge I get about this stuff, the more I feel like I truly can't find somebody that would be my equal, that would be good for me, even if I found my equal. I don't know if my body would allow it to happen. I don't know. It's kind of a rough spot. I think that knowledge is good, and a lot of therapy sessions. I think the end goal in a therapy session is to give you knowledge, right? You go see a therapist, you gain knowledge about yourself, you talk about yourself, you get this insight about yourself. But I don't know if that's gonna make you happy per se. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I didn't know. But then you think, well, maybe you'd be suffering in ignorance, right? Which is true. But man, it kind of sucks to know that you're suffering. Know exactly why you're suffering. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't, and I don't think it makes it better. I don't know. It's still the hardest thing in my life, right? It's the hardest thing in my life every day, every hour of the day. There's ups and downs. Today was pretty good. I woke up on a good note. I think in part because I drank a little heavier last night. I don't wake up with a headache. There's no hangover. I actually wake up elated, which is not probably the best thing. But I feel like it's slowed down my brain enough to where it's kind of gathered itself. So when I wake up, all of my neurotransmitters are just all there and present and accounted for. So I wake up feeling like $1,000,000, which can be problematic, right? I don't know, but then I don't have the attention span to do it all over again, Not to the point where my body physically will be dependent on the alcohol. I think mentally and emotionally that's a whole different story, but, habitually that's a different story, but if it's not this, it could be another drug, another over-the-counter pharmaceutical. It could be something given to me by a doctor, which makes it okay, right, in society. I don't know. I don't really have the answer to that. Makes you feel more alone. You're not a special little butterfly, you're a depressed little butterfly, right? Unique little butterfly. But I feel like it infects more of our society. I think our society has really given birth to this new, just epidemic of like unsatisfaction with life. Of course, part of me wants to think that just because I'm going through it, that everybody else is going through it, but that's not always the case, you know? So, I don't know. It's like, well, I'm going through it, everybody else must be. But see, I know very well for a fact that I'm not the only one going through it, right? But I feel different, you know? Our society pushes this, I don't know, this groupthink or whatever it is, where everybody needs to look and act like this celebrity or that celebrity. I don't know. Everybody has to be perfect with no problems, but really, I mean, it makes you feel more different, more set apart, more alone. Our society and what we push in the media is breeding our loneliness, making us feel isolated, like we don't belong in regular society. That's terrible. That leads to depression, anxiety, antisocial disorder, you know? Drugs, addictions. I don't have an answer for it. We could do more as a society to help those around us. It's so hard to be a good neighbor these days, to open up and talk to people next door. It's easier for the older generation. The newer generation, it's not. I don't know. And I think that's a disservice to our society right now. I think the fact that we can't connect with other people in a natural way anymore could be our downfall, really. I think encouraging assimilation and assimilation of thought is a downfall for us as a society. I feel like we need different opinions, and it's okay to have different opinions, but we don't agree with that as a society at all. We fight against that. We punish people that have differing opinions. We do. We say we don't, but in reality we do. So much so that nobody can speak their mind or be honest. That's the only thing I know is I try to lie to myself, but it doesn't go very far. So I have to be honest with myself, because and it's hard. It's not the easy thing to do. It's not the popular thing to do, but I've got to do it. It's the only way my body will accept it. So, I don't know. It's kind of a long rant about society and our insufficiencies. But psych is going to be a bigger thing. It's going to be a bigger problem. It's going to be such an epidemic. We probably won't kill ourselves out because of food shortage. We'll probably kill ourselves out because of mental illness. It's keeping us living shorter lives than we should. Living healthier lives than we should. And our society says that's okay, and it's not. We need to help other people more. I need to help other people more. I'm not doing enough for other people. I know that. I could be happier. They could be happier if I just stepped out and be a man a little more.